At least if you give them time where you are listening to them, they will be very happy with you. In fact, even those people who want to leave, actually, if you create an environment where you are listening to their voice, it is chances that at least you will be able to stop 50% of the attrition. But a family which plays together stays together. What is the kind of a creation of your team that you have? There is no point in talking about company's attrition. Talk about your project attrition, and you can definitely contribute 50% of it. You can't just blame the HR people for not giving hikes in time or not giving enough percentage of hike. While hike is important, various other things of your ability to coach, mentors, serve. I would like to say serve the team. Maybe you may not be technologically competent at that point of time. The project is in crisis. 12 o'clock in the midnight, are you in the office or have you left to the team members? How delightful that experience would have been at 11:30 in the night. You walk in and serve them a cup of coffee for all the people and encouraging them that I am there with you. That kind of a feeling, how many of us are able to create? That hierarchy, you need to completely shake it down. Today's one, if you are command and control project managers, which was the case 10 years ago, if some of the people are continuing the same thing today, you will not be successful. In fact, it should be highly collaborative style of management. You need to listen, you need to connect different parts of the company, connect the competency group, talk to the training group, talk to the HR people, forecast very well what kind of requirements that you are going to come up with, and then you create that kind of an environment where in the entire team, that is the buzzing of the activity, buzzing of the positivity, and project managers can play a significantly important role in that activity. How much more time I can have? Already crossed? 5 minutes? Okay. Just want to identify, when we talk about the whole methodology of the project management, if you have to simplify, in my personal opinion, IT or non-IT doesn't matter as long as we follow these 6 principles extremely well. These are the assets that as a project manager you can create. Those will give you the brand value. One is people. That means for the entire set of project, what are you doing on the people? Are you really building the right people? Are you generating an engine which produces leaders faster than the competition? That is one dimension you need to always ask. What is my leader generating capability within my team? That is one. Second thing is, do you have excellent processes in your organization, in your project? Do you have all the comprehensive processes? Have you asked 1,000,000 questions before coming and certifying, saying that this process is comprehensive? So your ability to ask right questions, process, reduce it to writing and make it a process, and make sure that in your project everything is process oriented rather than people oriented, will help you at lifelong process. Third thing is, anything that can be done by a machine, we should not expect to be done by humans. That is product orientation. Any of the activities in your projects, if they are using humans unnecessarily, as long as you can use a tool, that process, that time can be saved, you need to always look for opportunities where that process can be automated. Always look for opportunities where the human resource cost will go down if only you have a tool that can work for you. When a tool can do it, why a human is doing it is a product orientation, which is extremely important. So people, process, and product. Fourth one is proliferation. Are we reinventing the wheel? How good is the knowledge management? At the end of the day, are your people in the project comfortable to make a statement that yes, every day 6 o'clock there is a stand-up meeting for 5 minutes where all your team members will come and say, today I made this mistake. My dear friends, you please don't make this mistake again. This is the problem, this is the mistake. So just imagine, just in a matter of 10 minutes, if in a small group of 15 people, every day there is a habit of, I made this mistake today, my friends don't make it. If there is a culture that any number of mistakes can be made, as long as each mistake is unique, you are winning. You can encourage your people, make mistakes, but don't make the same mistake, which was done by you or which is done by anybody else in our team. Just extend the argument and say, at a company level, if somebody can make a statement, in my company, new mistakes only are made. If I have 100,000 people, if a CEO can stand up and say that, in my company, nobody repeats the mistake. Imagine the complexity of the knowledge management system, how effectively people need to contribute their mistakes, how they are able to proliferate those things, how we are able to access the knowledge management database, all that will help you. That is proliferation of the best practices. Some of those mistakes are done in our own organization. Some of them we can actually heard somewhere in the newspapers or in the journals. You put it in your knowledge management and say, this mistake, you please don't make it. That is proliferation. Number 5 is patent. Patent is coming up with the new ideas. As I said, am I doing things better than what I did yesterday? Am I doing things better than what the best competitor is doing across the globe? Those kinds of orientation is the patenting kind of a dimension. Is there available in your project is fifth question that you need to ask. Sixth question is, if you are doing brilliant job, don't keep quiet. In fact, in today's context, people are all dispersed. People need to observe, people should know about you, you need to market yourself. Just the way companies are marketing themselves, individuals also need to market themselves. It is extremely important in today's context. Create the perceptions and make it a reality. Create the perception, make it a reality. Talk about yourself, what you want to be 3 months down the line, make those bigger statements and try to go towards that. That will help you, your career growth, and you will be respected. So these 6 things, in my opinion, are assets that you are building as a project manager. People, process, product, proliferation, patent, and promotion. If only you have all the 6 things, then only you can wait for better outcomes, faster, better, cheaper, larger, and steadier. You will be able to demonstrate all these things provided you have all the 6 assets. So I wish all of you to have a wonderful career. I know that many of these things, they just had a chance to talk to you. All of you are well aware of these things. Looking at the complexity of the audience here, I just wanted to choose a few things which, in my own experience, I have gone through it, and the kind of pressure that I have been experienced with it, I just thought of sharing this with you. And thanks again for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for the round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions? We can take 2 questions max. Yes, please. The first hand has gone up there. Somebody, could you please pass on the mic to the gentleman who has stood up? Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Given the challenges that, the competition from China and the low-hanging jobs moving to Philippines, and the IT budgets from the business are reducing, and the IT budget books are basically from on-site offshore, the spread is decreasing. How do you see, or how do you envisage 10 years from now the IT industry in India look alike?
Already said that even 2 years down the line, it is difficult to predict actually. But definitely Philippines kind of a companies versus India, India still has 2 huge advantages. Number 1, the people, number of colleges, the hard work, the English language, number 2, to be underlined. And we have track record of 40 years. 1965 we started IT, and almost 50 years have completed, and all our predecessors have come up with excellent track records of give a work to India, they will get it done. So you have the track record, you have large number of people, quality conscious, extremely working hard, then you need to make sure innovation, and are you ready with the new technologies? Because gone are the days where only the maintenance kind of things were coming to companies like India. Then development started. Now, apart from development, people are looking at, can you develop products for the international market? What is the product orientation? Can you do things faster, better? Can you innovate new things? How can you help your customers with newer ways of doing things? So we need to challenge our associates, our people in this country to always come up with new things. It is not just taking the order and executing very well. That is taken for granted. If somebody is expecting a number 1 rating for that kind of a thing, it may be, in my opinion, is above average. If somebody is doing a fantastic job of whatever is asked of him, that is expected, because we are taking best of the best students from the campuses, we are putting them into best of the best training programs, we are giving them opportunities, and they are expected to do well. So if a project is completed on time within the budgets, that is above the average. So what else people are capable of doing it, and what else they can help the fortunes of the company, those things if they are asking, there is future for the company. But definitely we don't need to, at this point of time, need to worry about smaller countries. Definitely smaller countries are making progress, but we should not lose the 500,000 intake coming every year. That's my view.
Thank you. Any other question, please? Yeah, there is one gentleman out here who has lifted his hand. Last question.
Sir, my question is about, you said PMs needs to be technology savvy. You can't hear me? Okay, so you said PMs needs to be technology savvy, right? So my question is about, in today's context, SMAC being the industry word, like where do we need to draw the line in terms of increasing our skills? Should it be broadening the skills, or should I choose one area and get deeper inside?
I think if you talk about, let's say, same networking, mobility, cloud, security, social media, and all that, all of the project managers should be in a position to make a 15-minute pitch to any of the stakeholders comfortably. To that extent, overview should be known, whether it is cloud, or you can never say cloud is IMS. So I'm not an IMS person, I don't know. I need to call some expert to talk to my customer. No, at least 15 minutes worth of interesting discussion you should be able to make on top 10 technologies of today. That is one. And then choose a couple of things which are close to you based on what you are doing, where your aspirations are, drill down deep, where over a period of next 6 months, you will be able to not only talk 15 minutes, but able to execute projects. That doesn't come free. You have to really, really make efforts in reading, in talking, discussing, going through the completed projects, participating in reviews. All that hard work needs to be done. As I told you, the scare is that if we are not doing these two things, the continuity of such people in today's industry itself is a question mark, unfortunately. There are not many jobs for 45 plus people in this country today from IT stream, because every company has hundreds and thousands of people. People at that age cannot that easily go to other company, because other company also has lots of people who are aspiring and they want to give the opportunities to those people. So we have to, all the time we need to say, first assure that we have our job today, and then think next 6 months, if I have to protect my job, what skills that I need to do. So with a scare, if you start these things will happen automatically.